Tennessee quarterback Will Levis leaves tonight's game with an apparent right shoulder injury. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephen Wilson, and here on this channel we break down and analyze the mechanisms of sports injuries. So if that's the type of content that interests you, then please consider liking and subscribing. In Monday night's game, quarterback Will Levis is the ball carrier along the sideline. He's going to dive here, trying to make the first down. And when he does, he's coming down very hard on his right shoulder. We see the impact right there. His right shoulder being driven into the turf, and his shoulder kind of compacting due to the impact. And what that's going to do, we have a joint in the front part of our shoulder called the AC, or the acromioclavicular joint. That's where the front part of our shoulder blade, or our scapula, comes together and joins up with the clavicle. And within that joint, there's a small piece of cartilage and some very important ligaments that hold that joint together. So if you compress it or even shear it a little bit with some force, like landing on your right shoulder when you're diving for a first down, when that happens, that can create some compression, a shearing effect, and some instability into your AC joint. Some people can call it a separated shoulder sometimes. It is a sprain to the acromioclavicular joint. That would be the concern here for Will Levis. We can see Levis going into the blue tent here to have his right shoulder evaluated. He did remain on the sidelines and was seen throwing the football, but backup Mason Rudolph was still in the game at this time. So we're going to take a look at the anatomy screen here, and we'll take a look at exactly what the AC joint is and how that became an issue for an injury for Will Levis here. So now we're going to shift our attention to the anatomy screen here. This is a picture of the skeleton, of course. We have the head, we have the cervical spine, the neck, and then we have the shoulder area. So we're going to take a look at the skeleton's right shoulder, particularly right here where the clavicle, the collarbone, comes and meets the front part of the scapula or the shoulder blade. We'll just move the skeleton around. We're going to take a look at it from the top here, actually, so we can get a better view of it here. Again, this is the clavicle, your collarbone. Here's your shoulder blade, the scapula, and this part right here of the shoulder blade of the scapula, that's called your acromion. And when your acromion comes over and connects to the clavicle, that forms what is known as your AC joint, or your acromioclavicular joint. This joint is very important for the movement of your shoulder, and if you do compress it or shear it a bit, that is going to create some instability in the joint, and it can become very painful, especially if you are a right-handed quarterback. You know, perhaps you're diving for the first down and you come down very hard, very forcefully right onto that joint here, and that is going to become quite painful, as we saw with Will Levis here. And what I'm referring to is this area right in here between your clavicle and your acromion. Levis remained on the sidelines. It does not appear to be a significant or a serious injury. I would not expect Levis to miss any time as a result of this injury, but he will be reevaluated after the game and perhaps some imaging done to help understand the extent of the sprain to his AC joint. While in the blue tent, they would have felt all along his clavicle here. They would have had to have ruled out any type of dislocation to his shoulder and any type of fracture along the way as well, therefore minimizing it right there, right to the AC joint. Hopefully Levis is able to make a full recovery here quite soon, and have a great night. Thank you very much for watching.